Hey T. Hey y'all. Hey. Thank y'all for joining. Let me get my. I hope y'all had a beautiful and amazing Tuesday so far. Oh, honey, my whole week has been like very eventful already, but I'm loving it. I'm excited about my special guest. Trying to get her on here right now. Make sure y'all share, share, share. We're going to be talking a little bit about hair, but we're also going to be talking about just mindset, different things that you deal with as entrepreneurs. So I am just super excited. Girl, we back on here again. Thank you, Rayshawn, for joining the head spa studio.
Yes, girl, you know.
So,
Yes.
so tell the people a little bit about what you do. She's a hairstylist as well, so I'm super excited about about that. And I know you do some other stuff, so I want you to tell them.
All right. All right. So, yes, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining out there. My name is Rayshawn Phillips. What I love to do most is add value to others. And I do that by helping hairstylists add scalp care revenue services to their salon menus. I help bridge the gap. What I learned is throughout my processes is that there's a lot of people that have so much education, but that they don't know how to value themselves as stylists on paper. They maybe be a little bit afraid to price themselves. I mean, there are so many trichologists out here that just don't understand. It's like that bridge, that little nudge. So I help them generate that revenue. I help them understand a little bit more about scalp care as well. Because we all know trichology, they more work with dermatologists, as me and Kenyatta was talking about earlier. It doesn't necessarily teach us how to use it as a cosmetologist. And so I help with that. Lately, my latest thing, what I just, oh, thank you very much. Both of us, listen, look, I'm just assuming. Look at me, gonna assume they're talking to me. There, I'm talking about your dang on ways.
And don't forget, if y'all have any questions, put them in the question box. So that way we can answer your questions too. And if y'all want to join in on the conversation at any time, let us know, because guess what? We can have up to 4 people on this live, and we are more than welcome to add y'all in, honey, at
I
any
know that's
time.
right. Yes, yes.
Yes.
So the latest thing that I'm super, super excited about, you guys, is I love, it's like a passion of mine. And it's about helping people get through times of difficulty. Because I remember when it was so difficult for me, and I feel like everybody got these motivational speeches,
Right.
but I feel like they don't provide you with nothing to go with, no tools, no nothing, no types of incentive. And so I just want to I just want to make my stamp and provide this, because the things that I've been through, there's a lot of women has struggled. There's a lot, like, women have done with molestation and rape and battered women and all of these types of things. Those are a part of my past. But to be able to sit here today and have this expression and have this life, nobody knows those things. You see, like, love
Right.
the energy. I'm so grateful for that. Like, that is, you see what I mean?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
girl.
Right.
Yeah. Wait a
Right.
minute. Do it like a show, pizza,
Right.
baby.
And what I love about this too is it's not like we both are hairstylists, but it's more than just hair. It's more
Yes.
than, just being behind the chair. And I love the fact that, even like our first conversation, that's me. We only met like a few months ago or whatever. And that was
Right.
through phone, and we've been cool like ever since then. And the fact I know
Friends,
is
friends. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
just talking about business building, talking about uplifting,
each other.
investing in each
Yeah,
other. Like, it's a priceless relationship. I'm telling you,
right.
you gotta have people like that around you, and you gotta build that. And I love that together we're building. I love what you're doing. Like this right here. is amazing to me. I love how you continue to bring stylists on, and you just doing that outreach. That is so beautiful, because it just helps like all of the different learning. I'm not here every time, but when you go, I know I'll be like, yes, Kenyatta is doing her thing. And I love that, because I remember in the beginning, that was something that you were struggling with. You like, I got to get on these lives. And
Oh,
look at
thank
you.
you. Right,
And look
right.
at you.
And it just happened like I've done it before, and you know how we do stuff, and then we end up not doing it for some type of reason. And so it was like people was just asking me, like, hey, you want to get on the live with me? I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
that's helping me as well. And so just doing it with other hairstylists, and like I say, it's more than just hair, because we talk all the time about different things. And for you that friend, oh, thank you, Salon
I
Maya.
know, right? I love
You
it.
that
I love
friend
it.
too that if you weak, I'm just gonna be totally honest. If you are weak minded, if you are still dealing with some stuff, like it's I would say it's hard, it would be hard to be your friend, because you that friend that make you think and ask the tough questions. I'm that type of
Oh.
person that if I think it's a good idea, I'm just gonna go for it.
Hey,
I'm not gonna,
Angelica on
hey,
here. We gotta say hi. Angelica, how you doing,
hey,
girl?
Angelica. And I'm
Uh-huh.
that
But
friend that I'm that person. I'm just gonna jump and do it. And but
mhm.
what I'm learning is you have to ask those questions, because while I'm jumping and doing it, the next week I'm talking to you like, girl, oh
But
my
you know
goodness,
what?
why did I
But
do
again, that's what I love so much about. I think
this?
that's what we need to understand is relationship building. It takes, you can't just, like you said, we were in the beginning of our relationship. It took time for you to understand that, like, this young lady, or this woman really she riding for me, like she really, like she ain't just saying this stuff off the top of her head. She's experiencing this. You have to watch me. You have to like know, like we talk almost every day now, so you know
Hmm.
what my schedule is like, and you know how busy it is. And so that is, I think that was what was missing when I started creating my coursework and things like that. It was missing. People didn't necessarily understand who I was. They didn't understand what value. They didn't even understand that I was really ready to ride for them, and that I really truly cared about their progress, and their investment in themselves. And because I felt like there was other investments that were made where they were like, yeah, I got some stuff that I use, but it was nothing where they were like, well, my return on investment, like because of this, I did this and I made this amount of, and I generated this amount of revenue, and this is how it benefited me, type of responses. So I love that. But I want to skip because I want to talk about
Yeah, Rayshawn. Okay, so we did a live. I think one of our first lives, and Rayshawn started talking about this mirror method, and I was like,
uh-huh.
"Wait a minute, honey, what? Wow!" And then we recently went back over it yesterday as well, because I asked her a question. What was the
Hmm.
question I asked? We're gonna be transparent. What? Oh God, we talk about so much.
And I was going to say I can't really remember the question, but the question triggered. Oh, okay. So here, maybe
I
it was
well,
about it was about
I know it's about self. Like, have
yeah,
you
in
ever?
relationships, and how to sever those, and when you're holding on to certain relationships that aren't necessarily healthy for you, and how to separate those relationships. I think maybe I recently had an experience, and that maybe what kicked it off, where I I just had to, I think, I don't know if it was meant to be mean, and I don't it's not never meant to be mean, but I had to express that my time could not be utilized
Mm-hmm.
for, I have to use my time, as my time, and I can distribute it, but you can't be like, I'm about to be around you all the time, because
Right.
I work,
Right.
because
Right.
because I work a lot. And so when it's about having people around you that respect that energy, and a lot of times it's easy to do that when you have people that have the same mindset as you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we sometimes we kind of we want to keep the friends that we have, but if we keep the friends that we have, we're forcing ourselves into that same box. Because I think I remember you talking to me just yesterday. And what did you say? The lady was saying, if you were trying to lose weight, you should not have fat friends. Now, those are not my
Right.
words. Those are not my words. But I do want to
But
say it speaks to it's to me that example just speaks to what you surround yourself with and how that changes what you think on a regular basis, what you talk about. Like I remember when we first started talking. Do you remember, Kenyatta, when we first started talking, right? And you told me we were talking about, and it's not, I'm not going to get super personal, but you were talking to me about this situation that had happened and this, that, and I had to stop you right in the middle. And I was like, okay, so I said, Kenyatta, soon enough, if you we remain friends, when we talk, we will be business building. And what
Right.
are we doing?
That's what we do. That's
Did
what
I
we
not,
do.
do you remember that? Make sure they
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because it was so different, because and I was like, and I felt so bad, but and I knew you needed to express yourself, but I was like, I can't do if we gonna talk like this all the time.
And no, I respect that because sometimes we feel like okay, it's just getting off your chest, but then no, it's not, because you harboring over, that's negativity. So you're
Mhm.
harboring over, you keep rehashing those feelings over and over, and that's what you're going to get more of.
Yes,
So for
especially if you're
me,
doing it every day.
yes.
Like
So for
I'm
me,
okay with us
I'm good.
talking about it one time, but we ain't about to talk about it every
What,
day.
but
You
what
know
did
what I
I
mean?
just say? I said, you the type of person, and those are the type of friends. Like, I'm that to my friends. Like, girl, we going to talk about something else. Let's not, okay, it is what it is. We about to talk about that. So when you have a strong personality, you need those type of friends as well to help keep you in check as well.
Uh-huh.
You know, so
Uh-huh.
I respect that. I don't get mad.
Yeah.
That's why, like, sometimes a lot of times people get defensive about things because it depends on the level that they are in right now. But it's not that a person is
Mhm.
trying to be offend you. It's that the person is trying to tell you the truth, and the truth hurt because of what space you're in right now. You know.
All right.
So
So
let's
let's
talk
talk
about this
about that.
mirror method, honey.
Yes. Well, wait,
Relationships
no, no,
being
we're not, we
equal.
can't, there is no, we cannot leave this conversation with, girl, this is a good one. This is
It's hard to
good. This
let
is
some of my
good. And
stuff
we
go,
got some
even though
comments that
they
I
should
want to make
have.
sure that that you want to read the comments that we got here.
Yes. So, Angela said, I probably, oh, sorry if I jacked up your name.
Angelica.
Angelica, relationships should be an equal value exchange, and that is so true. That is so, and we talked about this yesterday too. She was
Yes.
like, Rachel was like, "What type of friends do you want?" I was like, "All of my friends are successful and add value to my life." And then
There you
you was
go.
like, "I want someone, my friends that can communication." I was like, "Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes." Because a lot of
Yeah.
times you'll get mad, and it's not you. We take stuff personal, and it's
Right.
not meant to be took personal. But then you'll harbor that feeling and be like, "Oh, f that bitch. She just did
Mm-hmm.
this, but and it wasn't
Yeah.
even meant like that." Instead of you going
Right.
back talking to the person
Yeah,
and saying it,
absolutely.
like, "What
So
did you mean by
that's
this
the
when
truth.
you said this?"
Right. So that's how you got to be able to say, even if you disagree to disagree.
Yes,
Agree to, you see what I
yes.
mean? Like there's does not have, you don't have to have, you this is we are both individuals, and that does
Hmm.
not mean just because we think alike most of the time doesn't mean we're always going to think alike. And what I like is, I like a friend that's able to hear the story and say, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There was another comment here that I just think I really want to, it says one. Yeah,
Salon,
Salon Murray. And it's wonderful. It's hard to let some of my staff go, even though they should have been gone long ago. And I want to
girl.
just touch on
Oh,
that.
please.
So in order to, I think when it's hard to let staff go, it's because we haven't put processes in place. But that doesn't mean that you can't add processes to what's happening. You can start from today. I think because we have been doing things one direction, that we think that we have to continue doing it that way. But that's not true. And it does not have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be mean. It has to be strategic, because
Hmm.
your business is everything. And if there are people that are driving it down, then if we take responsibility, that is where we can step into this, because this is a part of ownership. Even though we're talking about self-care, this applies to business as well. When you are dealing with, you are the owner. And if there are people to let go, then you have to really make, it's not a decision on, it's not an emotional decision. And if it is an emotional decision, then you need to have some statistics. And in order to do that, I do things like, okay, so say my sister is working with me and I don't want to let her go because it's my sister, right? What I would do is I would have the conversation so with everyone and say, listen, there are going to be some new things in place that everybody is going to need to follow. And then I would put marks. So if you know, just like everybody else do, if you mess
Yeah.
up, you get what? You get a write-up. And once those things have been met, that is a matter of you followed the rules, you didn't. Not I love you or I don't. Or it's it you see what I mean? Because if your business is gonna grow, you're gonna have to get used to firing, because
Yeah.
firing is can be the hardest part, but it get easier, especially when you really understand this. It's like after me doing it and recognizing that this person was taking me more time I was investing more, I was losing money. So and if the person that you're trying to teach isn't willing to grow, that relationship, it just needs to be severed. It don't gotta be no hard feelings. They can keep their hard feelings, but it does for you, it needs to be strictly business. If you bring the emotion in, they're gonna feel it as well.
And
But it
another
is,
thing too, as
but
like
that
you
is what
said,
I
was
wanted to just go ahead, go ahead, go
another
ahead.
as you like implement new structures and rules, those people are gonna eventually fall off anyways. That's
Yep.
not supposed to be there. So I can just
Mm-hmm.
talk about from experience. Like, you know, from the salon that I was at, she, you know, incorporated a new structure, new rules. So that
Mm-hmm.
was that she did what was best for her business, but then it did not work for me. But for me, it was no love lost because I understood business, you know. So you have to do what's best for you in your business at the end of the day, and the people that's for you is going to come. A lot of times,
Right.
like a prime example, I lost a client, but she had already told me because she was going to get dressed. So I guess her stuff came in for her to get dressed. I got a new client with her same name,
Oh my gosh.
the same
Wow.
name and everything.
That's
So
crazy.
you got
That's
to be able to let it
crazy.
go. We got some more,
Yeah.
another question.
I know this one is a good one here. It says, I had to walk away from a business relationship where I was learning so much about natural hair, but my spirit and energy were under constant attack and I had to walk away. That is powerful. So
It is.
investing, like you the relationship you share with people matters. The reason that I'm even into teaching and into educating and into sharing knowledge, because I don't gotta do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't, the reason that I do that, because I notice that there's the energy that people are sharing. Like it's like they want you to succeed, but only at the
At
level,
their
not better than
expense.
them.
Yeah.
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 It's like, no, listen,
And
y'all. I know, listen, without my lashes, I probably look my age, but I'm 41 years old and these hands been working for over 20 years. And sharing this knowledge to me, it means to me that everything that I know gets to live longer than I do.
yes. Yes.
And
And
it is like, and I like when I launched a class on Udemy, and that class now has 157 students in 21 different countries the last time I
wow.
checked.
Wow.
And that means that it is spreading. The knowledge is spreading, and I'm so grateful for everybody who trusts me, because it's a lot of stuff out here on social media. Social media is like, it's so easy. Like, girl, I bought some shoes, I still ain't got them. Tried them 2 years ago. The
Oh
hell.
Lord, did you get your money back?
No, because the company done switched the damn name, girl. I'm telling you, they is
Oh
slick.
Lord.
But either way, I'm so grateful for like that process. And my biggest the way that I'm connecting mostly with my audience now is using YouTube, because Instagram, but I love Instagram because that's where we at.
You
You know
know
what I
this
mean?
this my platform of choice right now.
This my boo, but But yeah, so I just find that YouTube is a place where I'm able to educate a little bit more. I'm able to add a little bit more value, teach some things that I didn't know stylists didn't know, like learning about different POS systems and different CRMs and just some different things that I think are interesting, some topics that I think could be expanded on and helps them better understand me as an educator. But
And I think
anyway,
it's good. Let me piggyback. So YouTube, that's what got our industry, like in the hair industry, because it was not enough stylists that was on YouTube. It was more of the bloggers and things like
right.
that. So for us to get over there to YouTube, it's a must. It's a
Well,
must.
I'm
So
there,
for
girl.
you
Follow
to
me,
go
Ray
over
Sean
there,
Phillips on
yes,
YouTube,
yes.
y'all.
And I
Yeah,
got my
Scalp Care
channel
for
too.
Revenue.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get over there on YouTube as well. I have a few videos and things like that as well. And
Oh,
so
smack.
that
Uh-oh.
is much needed for us as hairstylists, as professionals, to get over there on YouTube and really
You just got me another. I'm about to make another YouTube video now. A video
yeah,
I need to teach hairstylists how to get on YouTube
yeah,
because I've
yeah.
been, yeah,
And
there
it's
is,
not as hard
because
as people
YouTube can be
think.
deceitful as far as the workload. It can be very deceitful as far as the
Girl,
workload.
You
Yes.
you you saw me trying to do them emails. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do the job, but I gotta finish these emails. Okay,
All
so
right.
go ahead.
So
Okay,
while we're
so
here, guys, right. Sorry, here we go. Here we go. So this is my daily planner slash journal because, a daily planner, I love things being organized and trying to plan your life and trying to figure things out. Even if it don't go exactly the way it planned, it's always good to have some structure to where you're going. And then journaling, because my memory is so fragmented. As I started journaling, it was so refreshing sometimes to go back. Now, journaling for me, when I began journaling, like what I've noticed for most people is they normally don't like it because when they journal, they're what? Do you know?
what?
Pissed the fuck off.
Right.
Pissed. They pissed. You see what I mean? And they're
Look,
just writing
dear
this motherfucker,
diary.
this.
Look, dear
Right.
diary. This fish jelly
Right.
did
Right.
this.
Right. Mhm. But I found that there's so much benefit in writing down the great things as well, because there was just a few specks of that, but it was like it was all of the negative, and then it would be that few thing of positive, like that was nice, okay, and then it go back to and so when you get consistent, you start to recognize that there are small wins in every single day, and as an entrepreneur, as a woman,
Thank you for
as
joining.
oh yeah, thank you
Make
for
sure y'all
joining.
are following both of us. Make sure y'all go and
Mm-hmm.
hit that follow button.
Yes, ma'am. So as you're going along in this journey, I just feel like there's so much encouragement that you need. And these are the things that I used when I was on my journey. So I entitled it Woman in the Mirror because I challenge every woman to find their individual woman in the mirror. The reason that it's entitled that was a couple years ago, I was watching a show called La Reina del Sur. It's called Queen of the South. I don't know
Good.
if you watched that.
Yes.
If yes, Teresita.
Right. That was the show,
Yes,
honey.
yes. So if you don't know about the show, it's a Mexican cartel, and Teresita is a young lady who got caught up with the cartel. Now she's boss bitch. But however, back then she wasn't really she didn't know what was going on. She was young, she was meek, and she was running from the Mexican cartel. So anyway, she got caught and they tied her up and they put her in this room and they were getting ready to lock her in there so that the cartel could come and get her. Well, one of the guys in this particular scene, one of the guys was like, "Ooh, I think I'm gonna be a man," and he decided that he was gonna rape her. So he threw her on the bed and he pulled her clothes off and he throw her face forward and she's laying on the bed. He pull her pants down. He starts raping her and she is like just crying and screaming and don't know what to do. And then at that moment, this woman appears in front of her and this woman is wearing this all white suit. She got her hair lifted. You know, I remember this hair. She had a slick back ponytail, girl. It was all black. She just looked it bad. And then she bent down and she got like out of eye with her as she was being raped. And she looked at her and she said, "What are you gonna do? There's a gun right there." Well, so she grabbed the gun and she gets away from the guy. And so I'm watching the movie and I'm like, damn, that was crazy. Get away, Teresita, go, you know. So she goes to the car and she gets in the car. And as she's sitting in the car, she's stuck again. She can't move. She's frozen. And then she looks in the rear view mirror. And this is where the mirror method was born. Because yes, this is where the mirror method was born. Because she looked in that rearview mirror and she saw that woman again. And at that point, I recognized that that woman was herself. It was her. And it didn't, for everybody else, she, you know, it was just this encouraging spirit. But for me, in my mind, I went to a whole different place. It told me that at moments, I'm sorry, this is so much for me. This is so, it told me that she could see the strongest person that she thought she could never be at her weakest point when she was being raped. That woman in that reflection was in her mind. That woman was there encouraging her. It didn't say it wasn't nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
It was herself. And I took that and I was like, oh yeah, that means something to me. And I decided that I was going to find my woman in the mirror. And on that journey, it took a lot of things. At first I didn't know it wasn't initially a mirror method. Initially it was just the woman in the mirror. I actually was looking back on YouTube and I was looking at some of my older videos and you could see my progress. And I do have one entitled Woman in the Mirror where I share my story, my childhood story. But I also have like different versions of it, like just in period in there where it was kind of coming
Right.
together. It's interesting to watch to me anyway, after in hindsight. But what the mirror method it became is an acronym, and mirror is it stands for mindset shift. The M stands for mindset shift. The I stands for an I am list. The R stands for reflection. The next R stands for release. The O stands for ownership, and the last R stands for reason.
Mm.
And all of those things combined help you find that woman in the mirror. Because like I was saying in the beginning, that people have motivational speeches. I want to have inspirational conversations so that we find a way. There's a step-by-step guide. There's a way to walk through that. Because I've been to a motivational event where I felt inspired, and I've also went home and felt sad as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I want something that I wanted to provide something for my audience when I speak, and when I'm reaching out, when I'm doing my outreach, when I'm
What's
doing
the
things
first
like this.
R? I was trying to type it. The R.
Oh, the first R is reflection.
Okay.
But that's what I created this daily planner slash journal for. So this journal here, it's going to be available. It is going to be released in August. You'll get the first 3 months of August through October. It is decorated. This is the sample here. It is decorated with all kind of. It has journaling prompts. It has motivational statements. It has coloring pages. There, you can check out the website. It's on my link, the link tree in the bio. If you click the link tree in the bio, it'll say daily planner or mirror method planner. I don't know. It says something like that. Just choose that and you'll be able to see the details. If you do the pre-order, you can do a pre-order now. They won't be shipped until mid July, because no, I'm sorry, the beginning of July. July 1st is when they're going to be shipped out. That's what we're doing. And so, but if you would like to get your personal daily planner, you're more than welcome to check it out. And there's also on there, you can see like the pictures. There's a video where you can see, flip through it, like the video I'm flipping through where I'm talking about the purpose of the journal and things like that. It's priced at $25. If you get the reoccurring, if you sign up, subscribe to the membership, it's $22.50. And the membership is, if you want to get your next 90 days automatically, that's what that membership is. Because remember, this is a 90-day daily planner slash journal. So every 90 days you can get fresh pages in a fresh planner that'll be refreshed for this.
That's nice. And
Mm-hmm.
that's even good to like go back. So you do your first 90 days and then you go
Mm-hmm.
back, do your reflection, go
Yeah.
back and say, oh my God, I came so far, because a lot of times we don't realize, like, we're just steady pushing forward and we don't realize how far we have came, and we feel like
Absolutely.
we haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
because we like you just steady trying to go and you're not even doing your reflection. So that's
Mm-hmm.
a really good thing to do every 90 days to get
Yeah.
you to where you're trying to be and where you're
Yeah, I'm
able to
glad you
make
brought that
yourself
up
better.
too, because there's reflection moments here every month. I challenge
Hmm.
you to reflect back on the month. And also, like I was talking, the mirror method here is laid out inside of the planner.
I love it.
So you're
I
able to
love
see
it.
like so when I talk about mindset shift, I know that but it tells you different things that go along with the mindset shift. So the mindset shift, like meditation, reading, self-help books, not like really strategic reading, not just reading for leisure, and then working out and really taking care of yourself. With the I am list, you want to create that. You want to have positive self-talk. You want to have that mirror reflection time. That's very, very powerful. Remember, the last time we talked, or sometimes, well, I think when we talked about the mirror method, I've talked about my queen mantra, the mantra that I was telling you about,
So
and
I
I
love it.
use
Is
that.
that in
Yeah,
there?
yes, it is. It's in
Okay.
here too. Yeah,
Okay.
it's in here. It's a page in here where there's just a woman, and the words of the mantra are on here. I'm gonna try to find it here. Oh, this is one of my favorite pages too. It's the stress tracker page.
Mm. So is that like a daily, like when you're done with your day, how did you feel?
Yep. How did you
I
feel?
love it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
love it.
Yep. Yep. So, this is the first edition of it, and I just really want it to be a positive addition to the day, a positive addition to what makes us feel better about ourselves on a regular basis. I know that positive self-talk worked. It works for so many people, and it worked for me. But it
It
just seemed
worked.
like it's just I feel like being around people and teaching them how that where it's I think we do it sometimes when me and you are conversing, and then you'll say something, and I'll say, okay, hold on 1 second, let me give the positive spin on how that could be communicated, and because you don't you don't necessarily know what to say, because if you're
Mhm.
used to always saying it one way. Did you hear
Right.
something? So, but yeah, I think this here, one of my favorite things is the introduction to the journal here, and it's a little paragraph that I wrote, and I think I want to read the paragraph, and then I'll say my little poem, mantra poem. Oh, I found the page. There it goes. That's the queen page.
Love it. I love like all the details that you have shown so far. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Like you really put some thought into the journal. Like that's
Oh yeah.
amazing. I love it. I love
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. I got some Gandhi quotes in here. I can't wait. Like I'm excited about the next 3 months. Y'all don't even know. Like if this would never come out if I made the changes that I want to make, because I literally had the lady who's creating the journey. I'm not in the basement printing these. You know that, right? It's like I'm
Right.
just joking. But she was like, oh, okay. Did you? I was like, okay. Well, let me make these changes. She says, the longer you make, it's gonna take. I said, I
Right.
know. But I'm a numbers girl, and initially the planner was like 60 pages, and I didn't mind 60, but I really wanted 70. I love the number 7, and I wasn't gonna force the pages. I wasn't
Hmm.
going to force the pages, but as I was going through, me and my son were discussing the structure and the flow of the planner, and he said there needed to be a little bit more separation between the months. And I thought that's a
Mm.
cool idea. And so I added some additional pages to just separate the months so that it was a smoother transition as you're going through the planner. So
That's awesome. That's awesome
yeah.
to even have your son, and I know your daughter and your
Oh
husband. I know
yeah.
they're all involved in what you're doing. So that's even amazing to have that, honey.
Oh yeah. My daughter, she's done like the graphics. That's her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the most of these graphics is her. Me, I put the words. I write the
Right.
poems, and and like, you know what I mean. I got that, but the graphics, that's all her. She's real good at it. And she got her little sidekick, her homie level friend. That helps her that helps her out as well. But yeah, this is it. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited about this.
Girl, I
It's I
am
think
too.
I Yeah, I just can't wait. As soon as they come in, I'm sending yours right away. I'm
Yeah.
sending it. I am. You're
All
gonna
right, well,
get
let's
you
see.
get
I want you to read. Go ahead, do your reading, honey.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll do the poem first, the
Mhm.
mantra first, and it's called Queen. And as I stand in the mirror, and I implore you to do this, you can search it up on YouTube. You just type in Queen mantra, Rayshawn Phillips on YouTube, and it'll come up, and it goes, Queen, never forget your name. Your strength is unsurmountable, and your energy belongs to you. Finding love is a journey, but learning to love you comes with that process. Never forget your name, Queen.
Yes. You now, I know I love, girl, when I tell you, now, I know we talked about it, but I haven't checked. Did you put that on YouTube?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Girl,
on
that's
YouTube.
that's awesome. I love
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Because sometimes we do like different things that we go through, different situations. You forget who you are.
You damn
So
right. Girl,
when
I'm gonna
you,
tell you, I done been in that mirror crying,
honey,
shedding bloody tears. Like,
honey,
Queen, never forget your name. Girl, I am not lying. I would not share it if I didn't I bled through that. Those words mean everything to me.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And I still use it. When I had my miscarriage last year, what did you think I was doing?
right, right,
Never forget your name. That was scary. I almost lost my life. I went
right,
after having a miscarriage. I go to the hospital to apparently get a DNC that's supposed to be an in and out surgery. I wake up in the ICU talking. I
wow,
lost 1.5 liters of blood, girl. Whoa! I was like, whoa.
wow.
Oh yeah.
So you
So
already know God ain't finished with you yet, and you got a
period,
purpose on this
period.
world, and it's bigger
Mm-hmm.
than just hair. Sometimes
Yes.
it's way more bigger than hair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even the Queen mantra, think about all those steps that you had to take. The Queen,
Yes.
the Queen mantra to the method in the mirror, like they all go
Mm-hmm.
hand in hand. And like I
Mm-hmm.
say, we forget that sometimes. We forget who we are because it can be from past circumstances, past relationships, past
Mm-hmm.
friendships, past just anything that have happened to us in our life. We can forget our name. We can forget who
Mm-hmm.
we are. So we need
Yeah.
those type of things to help us stay on track. Like,
Yeah.
no, your mama
Mm-hmm.
named you that. You is who you
Mm-hmm.
are. And you
Yeah.
need to keep going. And these are the
Yeah.
things that you need to do. And looking in
Yeah.
that mirror, like we talked about earlier yesterday, looking at that in that mirror, even when you don't feel like looking in that mirror,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
still
Because she's
doing
in
it.
there. Because
Yep.
she can always be there. Every time I look in the mirror, whether I got my lashes on or not, girl, she be in
Right.
the sidelines like, you got it, go ahead, girl. Because
Right.
it is a necessary, thing, because there is life helps you go through stuff. I'm a business owner. It's stressful. It can be
Honey.
scary. You're
Yes.
growing. Growth is strange. Just like you think about when you work, when you're getting bigger or when you're getting smaller, it's work. It takes
Yep.
something. It hurt. If you're trying to get muscles and you doing push-ups and stuff, your muscles hurt. So I'm working my brain. My brain hurt. It's a lot of work. And so you got to know that any
That
type of growth anytime you're growing, it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but that uncomfortable space, you got to be able to enjoy that energy and remember who you are throughout that process, and understand that what you go through doesn't define you as an individual, and that you can choose how you respond to it. But it's scary. It's not always the easiest thing. That brings me right to what the positive mindset here is. It says a positive mindset is everything. Positive mindset encourages Logical thinking. Your perspective sets the mood for how you are perceived. Your vibes, hopefully good vibes, are seen when you smile, heard when you speak, and felt when your energy is near. Positive mindsets always yield positive results. Your attitude determines every detail of your days, months, and years. What does your mindset say about your future? Some of the best decisions were made humbly with a positive mindset, although it's not always the simplest choice. Nothing good comes out of anger. With a positive attitude, you look for the best solution to the problems rather than focusing on being correct. You listen from a place of understanding rather than ranting emotional thoughts. And you are slow to anger because everything good comes from a positive mindset. Changing mindsets changes lives. Focus
Mm,
on the results.
I love it. Love it. That is awesome. So y'all make sure y'all click that link in Rayshawn bio. Go ahead and pre-order. Get on the list and pre-order The Woman in the Mirror. Girl, I cannot wait till I get my book, my
I
journal. I cannot wait. That journal
know.
is everything. Like,
I'm
and
so
it's needed.
excited.
It's much, much needed because we are like what we're looking for is it's within us already. And we have to pat ourselves like when you're saying like looking at yourself in the mirror and the queen is in the inside. Because a lot of times
Mhm.
we look for that validation within other people. And I know I was always like that. Like I struggle with that a lot, looking for validation through other people. And what I needed
Mhm.
was just within me. Like it was
Right.
within me. And if I like
Mhm.
it and if I feel comfortable, it's okay. I don't need nobody to tell me, oh, that look good. Oh, I like that. Oh, no, I
Right.
like it. That's what's all that
Yes.
matters. So
That's the
I had to
truth.
be comfortable with telling myself that. And it took a minute because
It
I
does
dealt with
though.
low self-esteem.
Mhm.
I dealt with people always like I would just say even
People
if
don't believe me. Do you know people don't believe me when I say that?
wow,
I
wow,
swear they don't like I think they do not believe me. They be like,
wow.
whatever. But they don't recognize, see, you don't know where people came from.
Yep, you don't.
And when I was a little girl, I had a very low self-esteem. First of all, I was in a physically and sexually abusive relationship. So that all I mean, not relationship. I was a child. So
Mm,
you know what I mean? So
wow.
there was things that I was experiencing in that way. So my self-confidence was very low. But on top of that, I have a lazy eye. And my family used to say, they used to call me Amlyokia. I don't even know what the fuck that is,
It'll
but
be neither.
they used to be like, oh, Amlyokia, Amlyokia, and so I was like, oh my god, my eye is a lazy eye, and girl, like left when Left Eye came out, I'm like, yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes. That's why it's so important for us to share our stories because, like you said, everybody have a story, but you don't know how your story can help somebody else.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
I always say our life is not our life. Our life is to help other people. So when
yep,
we have these platforms and things like this, and we're not sharing our truth and our journey, it's like we're doing a disservice. You know,
yep,
our thing is to help other people. So like you said with Left Eye, that was able to encourage you and help you because you like, okay,
yep,
boo, F
yep,
y'all, I don't care. I love my eyes.
yeah.
Forget y'all.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I,
Amlioki, whatever. But it was, you know what, I want to just say, I'm like, wow, thank y'all so much to everybody that's joining. Like
yeah.
because of the pinned comment is obstructing my view and able to give like I want to double tap the hearts, and I'm just so grateful. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And if you remember Angelica Kenyatta, that's Angelica Prather. We're going to be doing the show on April the 20th. I
Oh
have an
wow.
interview. Yes, so if you
Okay.
guys like to join in, you can click the link in her
Yes.
bio and you'll get, but I'm gonna my easiest way to join is on through YouTube. I'm gonna have all of the details so you guys can have access to it. But I'm so excited
And
to be on the show.
you can do lives on YouTube too, right?
It is. It is. She is doing. It is alive. She
Okay,
has.
so you
Listen,
live on
girl. When I
YouTube.
tell you, listen, and you got to look her up because
I am.
she
She
got
follow me, so I'm gonna go
the
back after this
setup is
and
the
go check
setup.
her out.
Okay, she got side screens and listen. She got a whole. I'm telling you, girl. Listen, she be like, okay, break out in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh, there I
Right.
go.
We going to different rooms. I don't
Oh
think I'm
yeah,
on Zoom calls.
yeah.
We breaking y'all up. I'm like, damn, this I take. How you do this? Okay,
Yeah,
stop. Let
but
me
she
put a
does that
note.
on the live, like she zooms in. So because I obviously I watch her because I love what she's doing. It's such a wonderful. She's an income strategist, and she takes
Uh-huh.
the opportunity. But what she does, that's what she does on her job time. For her free time, she interviews other stylists that she thinks would be a benefit to the industry. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful that she's invited me to be a part. On her be a part of her. So she said she
Okay,
just started
Angelica,
following you.
I'm gonna hit you
Mm-hmm.
up once after this. I surely am gonna follow up with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so when she reached out, I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And I just love what she does is when, as I watch her show, when you're getting ready to say something that she thinks is going to be powerful, or that she thinks might resonate, truly resonate with the audience, the camera just like, I don't know if you know it, but as I'm watching, it gives you like, if you get to fill up the camera. And you know what I mean? Like if I was talking right now, like you would go away and it would just be me because that would be like
Oh,
one of
okay,
those
I got
moments.
you.
You see
I
what I mean?
got
So
you.
I know, like, girl, yeah, I don't know how to do that, but that's so cool. I think it's so cool. Every time it happens, I'll be like, because it really it helps with your attention span. But either
Yeah,
way, I say that to say she is very well put together in her social media platform, in her presence, in her intellect, and I'm excited to be interviewed with her. And I'm excited. So,
I
but
love it.
yeah, it's
Well,
pretty cool.
congratulations on that. You get a chance. And don't you just love like when you're aligned, like when everything you're doing is just aligned with everything is just aligning with what you're doing. So that's
Uh
awesome.
huh.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
I love
It
it,
just
love
fought
it.
it really, really does. It really does. So what else, Kenyatta? Let's talk about you. What are some things since we've been talking about self-care like that you find that okay, so I want to ask, the text message I sent to you earlier today, was that helpful? Remember when you were like, I didn't work out, and you said something like, I didn't work out yet, and or I didn't got up late, and then I
You
told
know
you,
what? You know what? Because it was. And I knew that I had time in between me, my client, and me going to the doctor. So I knew
mm-hmm,
I had time. But it was basically like accountability as well. Because I was
mm-hmm,
like, damn, I did. Hey, Kenya. I said,
mm-hmm.
damn, I did tell her I was going to work out last night. Yeah, last night I said I was going to get up early and I ain't work out.
Yeah.
And her ass done brought it up. So now I'm gonna have to do it some type of way. So it did. Well, even though in my mind I was like, okay, I'm gonna work out before I go to my doctor appointment because I had some time, like I said, in between. But me, I probably would have made an excuse. So
Uh-huh.
I was like, dang, I could have brought my laptop. I could have got these emails done. And then I was like, well, no, because if I would have did that, I wouldn't have worked out. Then it
Uh-huh.
was like, dang, see, had I went to, so it did help me for once. Your question, it did help me. But
Good,
it
good.
made me think because while I was at the gym, I was listening to 7 things to help you stay consistent, or it was something I'm going back and listening to it.
Oh
So, and
yeah, we got to talk about the A-Luxers too if we
yes,
got some time.
I didn't get a chance to listen to that because
You didn't?
I
Oh,
know because what happened was I found this other thing and I said I want to listen to it and it was good.
okay.
And
Okay.
so that just made me think about it. And I said, you know what? Had I got up earlier and worked out right, I took away time from my day. Because if I would have
Mm-hmm.
got up earlier, worked out, that would have been done. In between the doctor appointment, I could have worked on the email. Then I would have been prepared for the live. But
Mm-hmm.
I still got to go back and do this email. So one of the things he was saying is when you plan your day, it's gonna save you more time. So
Mm-hmm.
I should have got up. And then he was like, most millionaires get up between 5 and 5:30
Five
and
and
they
six.
work out
Uh-huh.
for an
Yeah.
hour to 30 minutes. And he
Yeah.
was just saying those little things, creating those habits for 21 days, even doing it for a month, but doing it for 21 days, you're going to see a big difference. So all of that works. So by you texting me, that was number one. Because I was like, oh
Mm.
my goodness, I told her that I was going to work out tomorrow, and my ass did not get up. I was late
I'm
for work.
excited about being able to share like in detail what it is.
Yeah,
I haven't really talked about it in detail what it is that like the
please
working out and
keep
all of that
going.
because it even the meditation that is
Yeah,
such like
in
we
the
don't
in
we
the
kind of take
morning.
it for 5 a.m. wake up. Do you get up at 5 a.m. weekly
No, no,
wise?
no, ma'am. Remember, I just said that.
No, shut up. I'm talking about the girl in the audience. I know. She said, listen,
Oh,
I call
Kenya,
you every day. I know.
but I'm about to start. No, okay. So baby steps. What I'm gonna do is I'm setting my alarm for 6 tomorrow, and I'm getting up between 6 and 6:15. That's girl. That's my girl Kenya from Wicks and Wine. Girl, she does the wine tours, honey.
Ooh, okay. I
Yeah.
need to come on one of them. I don't even drink wine, but whatever. I need to do something. I gotta listen. All I do is read books. I'm such a dork.
No, and that was one of the things too, he said. So I got to send you the thing that I watched. It was so
Absolutely.
good. And then I'm gonna watch the other one. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it was that really did like put it in perspective, like what you
Yes.
said, what I said, and then what you sent. Then for me watching that YouTube video, it was like, okay, I gotta do better. I gotta do better. Yeah,
Oh,
I do. I stay up late. That's my problem too.
so I cured myself of staying up late because I work so hard throughout the day. So by the nighttime, I can't even stay up. And so, and I don't know, and that's what I do. And if I need to, I'll pick up a book because I definitely fall asleep on that. But I'm telling you, the busier I get throughout the day, by the end of the day, if I can't sleep, I know I ain't working enough because I know otherwise. I'm what didn't I do? What didn't I do? Because otherwise, take your ass to sleep.
Right. And you know what? That's what one of my friends said too. She always say that when you are sitting up trying to figure out what to do, that's your time to take your ass to sleep because your
Hmm.
mind needs to rest and
You constantly
refresh.
trying to solve problems. You can't.
Yeah,
Some problems you need to sleep on.
yeah,
And I what I do is I try to compartmentalize the different. Well, I not even try to. I have to compartmentalize because I have business problems. I have life problems. I got kid problems. I got what I mean, client problems. There are all different type of problems that come into the. So you got to prioritize that energy to ensure that you're taking care of your energy. That's why I get up and meditate. My mom and my papa be cracking the hell up because there's times where I'll call them on my Zoom. I'll call them in the morning and I have my Native American flute music on, and my papa be like, "What the hell is that
yeah.
music in the back?"
I've heard it. I've heard
But I okay, so we got here. I work full and then I get off and work my business.
But
Yep.
that's about to be over real soon, honey. She about to be able to work her
Just
business
work her
full
business.
time. She
and
about
and
to
then
be
and
able
listen, and I'm gonna tell you, she thinks she tired now. When you work your own business, when you're full time your own business, your energy, you'll have more energy than you know, but you'll be tired at the end of the night because you'll be dedicating more time to something that you love and you're gonna give your
yeah,
heart to it. So
yeah.
what you're doing right now, the process that you're in, the journey that space that you're in right now, I am so proud of you because working, I remember when I was working and owning my own business and trying it's like you're funding yourself, you're trying to manage both places, you're torn between being an entrepreneur and a 9 to 5er. You don't you're not it's just it's difficult because entrepreneurship don't pay all the goddamn time out of hours you
Right,
work.
honey. It can be it take. It can be It can bleed you dry, honey. I've had
Yeah.
plenty
Yeah,
of
so
sleepless
I
and
definitely,
crying and
yeah,
all of
I
that.
commend anybody who takes that, who is willing to take that stance, because it is about your dedication and about your dedication to your business, your dedication to your energy. Never give up. Kenyatta, did we gonna have to come and do so I can talk about the beach, the business in the beach,
Oh, I love, yeah, that was good. That was good.
the
Yeah,
business in the
that
beach.
was good.
It,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't got time to do it today, and my battery
I
about to
know.
die,
That's
my
what I was
Bluetooth
gonna
about to
say.
die.
I was gonna say that's why I just looked. Well, thank you, honey, for coming on with me talking about the mirror method again. If you guys are not following Rayshawn from the Head Spa, make sure y'all click that link in the bio. Follow her. Check out her book. You can get your pre-sales right now for the
Hmm.
woman in the mirror. The journal. It's a journal. It's a 90-day journal, so it's 90 days at a time. It's the bomb. I love it's off the chain. Like everything that you have showed me, it's aligning with every, especially as an entrepreneur. As an
Right.
entrepreneur, as a woman, those are that mirror
Hmm.
technique, the queen mantra, those are things that you need to do. She also for hairstylists, she teaches a hair scalp
Thank
class.
you.
It's thebomb.com. I can't wait. It has not launched yet. Make sure you're
No.
following her on YouTube. Is your YouTube in your bio and stuff?
Yep, it's in there.
Okay, make sure y'all following her on YouTube. What I have going on right now, Wix of Mine, Kenya said she's following you now. I am. I'm a hairstylist as well for y'all that do not know me. I also have my own product line. One line is geared towards hair moisture. One line is geared towards hair growth. They can be mixed and matched. Right now, we're celebrating our 1 year
1 year,
anniversary.
baby. Woo
Yes, honey. So
woo.
we have 30% off. Make sure you use the code number 1 year. Go ahead and get your product. This is the time to reorder. This is the time to try it if you have not tried it before. This is a product that a professional grade product from a professional, honey. So make
Mm-hmm.
sure you do that. I'm also on YouTube as well. I do have
Yes,
the No
girl.
Limit Tribe on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. I'm going to start going live in that group, start adding more content to that group as well. So it's a private group. So thank y'all all for joining us. Rayshawn, thank you again for joining me in this live, holding me accountable because, honey, I
Oh.
need it. I need
Yes, girl. That's my best friend.
it.
That's my best friend.
Mm, mm. All right,
Yes,
y'all have a
girl.
good night and happy
Night night. Thank
Tuesday.
y'all. Thank y'all so much.